Administration has urged a court in California to deny the writ of habeas corpus filed by the Pakistani-origin Canadian businessman Tahawwur Rana and reiterated that he be extradited to India, where he is sought for his involvement in the 2008 Mumbai terror attack. So a US court has now approved his extradition to India in May. Rana is currently detained in the Metropolitan Detention Centre in Los Angeles. Now, this is a big update coming in of the United States backing India's stand on the 2611 mastermind. And this is going to be a big boost for the fight against terror, because the United States court has now said that he should be extradited back to India. My colleague Pradeep Datta joining us on the broadcast with the details. Pradeep, this has been a long fight of India to nail the 2611 plotter. And now finally we have some vindication. A US court now also batting for what India has been saying all along, calling for extradition of Tahawwur Rana.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's a big diplomatic victory for Narendra Modi government, because they had finally been able to convince United States of America that there's nothing called good terrorists and bad terrorists. And we've seen the day after both of the leaders came out with a joint statement where they had told Pakistan to refrain from allowing their soil to use for the terror-related activity. Now the Biden administration is asking the court not to entertain habeas corpus writ petition being filed by Tahawwur Rana against the extradition to India, because they want that Tahawwur Rana should be extradited to India. It was in the month of May, we have seen that the courts have given a green signal that this man should be. More than 165 people lost their lives, 300 were injured. It was not only the Indians, but people from different nationalities, including Americans, got killed in that attack that was planned in Pakistan. And Tahawwur Rana was also associated because he had helped Headley to conduct the reconnaissance of that area, because he had provided visa for his, he had established a company which was like a cover, like First Immigration Center. So right now what the attorney, Mr. Martin, is saying, that he is saying that though he is challenging the extradition to India, but the case is watertight against this man, because he has failed to convince the court that the India has not submitted enough evidence. Because on two bases he really wanted that this petition to be filed, and he should not be extradited. One, he was quoting the extradition rule, that Tahawwur Rana, and that as per extradition rule, if the person, someone who is convicted, he should not be extradited. The second, he was saying that enough evidence is not being provided. But he has been countered by the attorney there in America, because he is right now in detention in the Metropolitan Detention Centre in Los Angeles, and he has been told that, see, one, the evidence given by India is enough proof to prove that he is involved. The second, because he was aware of the attack, though he was not aware of the date. And the third is that he knew that whatever he had filed in that visa application of Headley, that was not the correct information. That instead of Law Immigration Center, he had written First Immigration Center, because Law Immigration Center is the firm that is owned by his partner, Jay Sanders. So he had written First Immigration Center, and First Immigration Center, that lease had already been cancelled. He knew that it was like a cover so that it can help Headley to conduct a reconnaissance that will further help the Lashkar-e-Toiba to carry out attack, so that he can provide information to Hafiz Saeed and ISI handlers who were sitting in Pakistan. So it's a watertight case against him. So he should be extradited. A clear-cut message that is being sent by the American government, that they will continue with the policy of zero tolerance, because both the countries are going to fight against terrorism, because they want the mastermind to be brought to justice. That is what India had been fighting already. We have seen several dossiers from the Indian side have been submitted to Pakistan, but no action has so far been initiated. Every time it has been a kind of eyewash. They provide security to Hafiz Saeed. We have seen that how he was able to father a baby inside jail, like Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi. So such things were happening. So now the Headley behind bars, Tahawwur Rana is in the detention center in Los Angeles. Now extradition is going to be really a very important step. It is to be seen when this man will be extradited. But it's a big victory, especially for the Modi government, because the people who had been questioning about Modi's relationship with the United States of America, I think this is a tight slap on their faces, especially the opposition party leaders who had been questioning. See, this is what actually the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has achieved during the last 9 years of rule, that he had been able to convince United States of America that unitedly we have to fight against terror. There is nothing called good terrorists and bad terrorists. And he was able to ensure that people like Masood Azhar, who were involved behind the Pulwama bombing. They are globally designated as terrorists despite efforts by China to block them at the United Nations Security Council. They succeeded in doing that. And I think now this is a big development, because courts had already made it clear that this man needs to be extradited, because once he's brought over to this place, they're further going to question him. They're further going to nail Pakistan and expose Pakistan that how this finally the conspiracy was hatched, how the people from across the border, they came via Karachi, they came in boat, they came out to this place, they carried out attack at multiple locations in which 165 people, including women, children and people from different nationality, including that of United States of America, they lost their lives. So you can't show leniency towards such attack and you can just turn a blind eye. That's what a carpet welcome he was given. After that, in a joint statement, they made it clear, asking Pakistan not to allow their soil to be used for terror-related activity. We have seen that after that, there are so many statements came for Pakistan side. Pakistan was completely rattled because they know, Pakistan knows now that once America is also giving such a statement, Pakistan is completely cornered, because for a country that's always moving with a begging ball, it will be easy for survive, because already IMF have also denied loan and Pakistan economy is in tatters. And now once this Tahawwur Rana will be extradited and brought to India, and further questioning is going to further nail Pakistan and expose before the world community how this country, Terroristan, is involved in terror-related activities. They did not even spare women and children when they attacked financial capital of India. Let me again explain the viewers what really has happened. It was in the month of May, the California court had decided that this man should be extradited. They had given the green signal for that. Habeas Corpus petition was filed by Tahawwur Rana against such extradition. He had quoted the rules of extradition. He has said that if a person who is convicted in United States of America, he should not be extradited. The second, he had argument put forth why this man in his petition was that enough proof is not given by the India. On that basis, you can't extradite Tahawwur Rana to India. But what actually had Biden government has asked now the courts in California, because this Tahawwur Rana is in a Metropolitan Detention Centre in Los Angeles, and the court has, Biden administration has said his Habeas Corpus petition need not be entertained and he should be extradited, because this man has failed to provide enough evidence that on what ground he should be kept in United States of America, because there is a clear-cut evidence against this person. One, he was knowing about the conspiracy. Second, he knew about the conversation between the handlers of Hadley and handlers where he had been informed that there is going to be attack, because he was supposed to travel to India and China when attack was planned, and that was the time when Hadley had already told him that the attack is going to happen, so you cancel your visit. And third, that he had allowed his firm, the First Immigration Center, to be used as a cover, a smoke screen, to help Hadley conduct reconnaissance of that area, so that accordingly the Lashkar can plan attack with the help of the Pakistan spy agency.
The fact that the US government is now backing India's stand is not just a big diplomatic victory for India, but this is also a big victory against terrorism for the entire world. Pradeep, thank you for joining us with those details. We continue tracking the developments on that. But for the moment, let's shift our focus to Maharashtra.